Welcome to part 19 of a look to the Olympics. Prophetic message, August the 3rd, 2024. Things like this make me extremely sad. This watchman assumed it because this little woman was saying, "I rebuke you in the name of Jesus." Just because somebody says the name of Jesus don't mean they saved. Devils will use the name of Jesus. They use it like a cuss word every day. But devils will use the name of Jesus. They make it themselves to be angels of light, after all. They will profess to be holy. Their actions show otherwise. There was something clearly wrong with this woman. Now, either she was on something, or she was, well, even if she owned something, she possessed. Because addiction is driven by demonic forces. It doesn't matter what kind of addiction you have. Drugs, alcohol, pornographic material, sex addiction, what have you. If it drives you to do wrong, it is driven by demonic forces. And I wanted to correct this mindset of this watchman who assumed just because that woman said, "I rebuke you in the name of Jesus," you're not listening to the whole story. You're not paying attention to the details. And you're misjudging the situation. The woman could not answer simple questions about herself, which was a clear red flag. Something was wrong. That officer knew that.
She said she was going to rebuke me in the name of Jesus and came out with blowing water.
Grayson charged with murder.
Was this demon possession, or has this officer's love grown cold? Either way, both are a sign we are living in the last days. Jesus, speaking to his disciples.
So because the officer defended himself, his love was grown cold. Or he was demonically possessed. One or the t'other. And because I rebuke people, I suppose people think my love has grown cold. No. I love people a great deal. That's why I rebuke them. Because I don't want them to spend eternity in hell. I don't want them to be lost. I love them enough to rebuke them, even though it sounds harsh or mean. Sometimes the Spirit comes across so bold, and it's hard to hold back. I love the Lord greatly. And when I feel like people are abusing Him or His Word and so forth, I take offense to that. When I think that people are hurting the Lord, it irritates me. It makes me angry and defensive. And I want to fight for the Lord. Kind of like little David, I guess, in that respect, where he went up against Goliath in the name of the Lord by himself, though that big Philistine had killed thousands. David wasn't afraid. He marched right out there on that battlefield. And I know that the world elite hate me. And I know y'all don't understand that. And that's fine. Because you don't know what I've been given to do by the Lord, and you can't. You could never understand it. And it's a very lonesome road. It's very hard. Because I have to do things that others wouldn't do. And won't do. That's why I'm the one doing it. Because others wouldn't. But like little David, though I have nothing and I have no authority in this world, I mean. No power, no prestige, no name. I'm just a little nobody. No armor, no weapons. I am armed with nothing but the word of the Lord. The armor of the Lord is all I have, but that's all I need. And I march every day out onto that battlefield and try to roar like a lion at the enemy. And I do it in the name of the Lord. Because these Philistines must fall. These giants must be brought down. Their size does not matter. Their prestige does not matter. Their wealth does not matter. It's going to burn and it's not going to do them a bit of good. And they have the same space to get saved in that everybody else has got to get saved in. But they're choosing not to. You need to understand this. They're choosing not to. If you've told people the truth and they still won't come to it, what should you do? Should you continue to keep going and keep hounding them and keep going and keep hounding them? Or should you just give up and walk away? Yes, we should just give up and walk away. Exactly, because we're not supposed to cast our pearl before the swine. And if they're not willing to come to the knowledge after we've given it to them, that's it. We're only required to tell them one time. One time. And if they keep hardening their heart against us and won't hear what we have to say, we're not required to keep going back. It's hard, though, when you love people and you want to see them change, isn't it? Because your heart just keeps driving you. You keep thinking, maybe today I'll say something. Maybe this time I'll say something just right. And they'll come. But they never come. Put it in God's hands. Let it go. Give it to Jesus and say, Lord, I can't do this anymore. Here it is. You send who you want to send to them in your time when you are ready, and you bring them out. Because I know you're going to, because I'm asking you to right now in the name of Jesus. Here it is, Lord. I won't take it back out of your hand. I'm going to let it be. Because sometimes that's all we can do, is just put it there and leave it. And go our way. And not worry. Because worrying is not trusting the Lord. Trust in the Lord means we don't worry about it anymore. Yeah, I know how hard that is. Don't act like I'm foolish. Don't act like I'm so simple-minded that I don't get it. If I'm not worrying about something, it doesn't mean that I'm stupid. It means that I'm smart. It means that I've given it to God and to Jesus himself. Yep, put pop right there in his big hand. Not little hand. He don't have a little hand. He got a big hand. And I popped it right down there in his big old hand. And he said, okay. When I get time, I'll deal with it. Until then, you go your way. Like he told Daniel, seal up the book, Daniel, until it be the time. Sometimes the Lord tells us, go on. Go your way till it be the time. And if it's meant for you to be a part of it after that, the Lord will bring you back in to it. If not, you've done your part, go on. Sometimes all that is required for us to do is to pray. Sometimes all is required of us to do is to fast. Sometimes all that is to do is just that.
About the signs of his coming and the end of the age, declares this in Matthew 24:12. And because lawlessness will be increased, the love of many will grow cold. The Bible tells us lawlessness is the violation of God's commandments, as we read in 1 John 3:4. Whoever commits sin also commits lawlessness, and sin is lawlessness. Sin will be so rampant and so commonplace in the last days that the love people once had for one another, for many, will be non-existent. In this prophecy, Jesus Christ is describing an ongoing breakdown in the relationship with God. And since people's love for God is waning, it will be evident in the way people treat one another as well. A symptom may be that the love toward other people is decreasing, but the real cause is that the relationship with God is cooling off. This is what we are witnessing in our world today.
To the horrifying scene out of the United Kingdom, a 17-year-old boy is in custody, accused of a stabbing spree at a children's dance class. 3 girls under the age of 10 were killed. Now investigators are trying to figure out a motive behind this grisly attack.
An urgent investigation is underway into a fatal stabbing outside Liverpool in the United Kingdom.
It is understood that the children were attending a Taylor Swift event at a dance school when the offender, armed with a knife, walked into the premises and started to attack inside.
Authorities believe 2 adults
Attending a Taylor Swift event. Have you noticed that a lot of violence takes place in a lot of these worldly things that's going on? Did you know that the beast has even taken over the gospel music industry? So that they can put homosexual recording artists even into that industry? Yes. So that they could draw people into the woke agenda. The all-inclusive woke agenda, so that people will just do this instead of so that they could manipulate people into acceptance of these things rather than to rebuke them. And I just got the word from the Lord. This is the last video for today because I have to go do some things. I will see you in the next part. But there will be a link in the description box for this particular video. There is more stuff at the end of this. Please do continue to watch it. Just by tapping the link is how you watch this video in its entirety. I'll see you in the next part. I love you. I tell you the truth because I love you.